Yo, 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 what up? It's Hajime Academia, and we back with another video of the gay guys. Yo, we about to talk about Demon Slayer, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Episode 1, crazy.
Super good.
So many things happening in so little, like 16 minutes of action is what it felt like, despite shit really going down in just 3. But you were so intense and so captivated in the entire time. I don't even think captivated is a word, but you were just with it, you know? So, let's get it. Let's start. What really happened in episode 1, Blake? Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah. So I've already seen episode 1 2 times now.
Woo!
So I kind of got it down what happens. It starts off, you got Tanjiro and Nezuko.
Damn, that bitch was dead.
Yeah, Nezuko up on his back. She's all bloody. She's definitely injured. And they are running through the snow up this mountain. And Tanjiro is just yelling, "I will not let you die. Your brother will never let you die. Don't die, Nezuko."
No, if they were being followed, they would be led immediately to, because there's blood dripping everywhere.
Well, that's true. But we don't have any sort of pretext of what's going on.
No context on what's going on at all.
And we cut straight away from that scene right back into the past.
Samurai Jack style.
Back to the past.
Yes.
So we get this touching, really heartfelt scene. This is one of the things I loved about the first episode of this anime, was this really touching scene. It makes you feel so happy inside. And
makes me wish I was a family man.
Oh, it just makes you feel good. You just want to be there with them. It's Tanjiro with his family, and he's telling them, "I'm going to go down to the main town and sell all this charcoal that we gathered, make us some money, and buy us some food for the new year." Mm-hmm. And you got all of his brothers and sisters just screaming. They want to go with him.
Pulling at him, just like, "I want to go, take me, let me go pool.
Please."
You know, all that extra stuff that you would get as an older sibling to go, you know. And thankfully, his mom wasn't like, bring him along with you, because she knew how dangerous it was for these kids to be out there, especially with it being a snowstorm, you know, blizzards and shit happening going on. Ooh.
Right. Yeah, it's
badass
too dangerous.
Kids. Stay your ass home.
He can't take any of his brother and sister with him because it's way too dangerous out there. He shouldn't even be going himself.
They gotta eat.
But yeah, dude's a badass, and he's gonna get some food for his family. He's got to provide because their dad is dead. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
So he heads down the mountain, gets into town. Turns out, everybody loves this guy, not just his family.
This man is numero uno.
Everybody likes this guy. They all want to buy his charcoal.
Yeah, El Jefe.
As soon as he gets into town, you got people popping out of windows. "Is that Tanjiro? Let me buy some
Hey,
charcoal."
Tanjiro, come help me with these books over here, man.
Yeah.
All of that. Like, what would have y'all done had my man Tanjiro not came to town today? Yeah. Y'all be looking stupid.
We also learn about his amazing sense of smell while he's here, because you got a man coming up to him and telling him, Tanjiro, you've got to help me. You've got to help me.
Help all of this. Like, bro, I don't even know you like that. Why are you coming at me? You don't know my name.
The guy holds up this broken plate, and he says, they're saying I broke this plate. They're saying I broke it. You have to smell it and tell them I didn't do it.
Yeah, because somehow smelling it is going to prove your innocence. But okay, let's give it a shot.
He gets a little sniff.
Oh, and apparently it did prove his innocence. So yeah.
Tanjiro smells a cat on it.
Who knows what cats even smell like, man? I ain't seen not one feline in this entire anime.
You're right. What do cats smell like?
Anyway, we off that. So on the way back home, Tanjiro had to, you know, go through the blizzard that's been hidden everywhere. It's been everywhere this entire episode. Non-stop drizzling. So he sees that he's not even, you know, disrupted on his way back home, because all he can think about is feeding his family, you know, getting back to those smiling faces. But you got this old ass geezer talking about, like, Tanjiro, don't even think you can go. Get your ass in his house. He's all like, hey, demons are about to be out at night. You may want to come inside with us now. Yeah,
there's gonna be demons out here.
Yeah, he really has no choice, because this old man ain't going to stop him. This old man is not going to stop what he's doing. Hey, he just get pulled in on some weirdo shit.
Yeah, well, the guy kind of tells it. He's an elder, and he's kind of telling him, you need to come in. So he's kind of forcing him inside.
Yeah, for his best.
Right. And this is where we learn a bit of the lore and the background mythology behind the demons in this anime. So we find out that there are these man-eating demons that will come out at night, and they will even invade people's homes and kill whole families. And Tanjiro, when hearing this, he's kind of asking, like, he's kind of skeptical. He doesn't really believe it. He's saying, wouldn't all of us be dead then if these demons existed? And that's when we hear about the demon slayers. He said, the old man tells Tanjiro, no, we're not all dead because thankfully we have the demon slayers who protect us. They kill the demons before they can get to us.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Hence the title of the show. Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the morning, Tanjiro gets up and he heads up to his family's home. And as he gets close, using his amazing sense of smell, he starts to smell the smell of blood. And he's freaked out. He runs up the hill. He runs up this mountain and gets to his family, and they're all dead. They're all dead. They're all blood. There's blood everywhere. Some of them are in the snow. Some of them are still in the house, but they're scattered everywhere, and they're bloody and dead.
It's a bloodbath, to say the least.
Oh man, it was horrible. Really it was so sad. After we had that great scene where we feel so happy for him, and we want to be there with him, we want to be a part of that family, and they tear it all away from him right there at the beginning of this series.
Yeah, imagine just coming back to the crib on some, a feeling of accomplishment, and not only feeling accomplished, you also feel late, because your family could have went, a night without food, or you don't know. So he's expecting to be, I guess, the savior when he gets home, and it's not like he's excited to see his family basically, but to come back on to what he approached it. It's just heart-wrenching.
The way he saw it, he kept thinking, they must have suffered so much. They all must have suffered. They were all suffering horribly.
Then he notices that his sister, who's at the front door, Nezuko, she was kind of in a position that seemed to be protecting, one of their younger siblings.
Yes.
So after, I guess, he is suspected all of his family members, he had found out that Nezuko was somewhat alive. He said that she was the warmest, so he said he was going to be taking her to the nearest village and trying to get her to a doctor and maybe save her life.
Yeah, and this is where we get back to that opening scene of him with Nezuko running through the snow. Yeah. But upon running, Nezuko starts displaying some demonic signs. She has some fangs. Her eyes start looking a little freaky, and she starts making some weird noises. And she starts flipping out a little bit on his back when he takes a wrong step, and they slip off the edge of this cliff. They end up falling all the way down, and luckily the snow saves Tanjiro, and Tanjiro makes a point to say, the snow saved me, but it also made me fall in the first place. And that's sort of going to be a running theme throughout the anime, or at least throughout this first episode. So keep that in mind. And then he gets up and he's sort of looking around. He's like, "Where's Nezuko? Where's Nezuko? Nezuko, are you okay?" And he sees her standing. She's up now. She's upright and she's standing. And he's kind of bewildered and walks over to her. And he's saying, "What are you doing? Sit down. I'll carry you. You don't need to stand. You don't need to use your energy." And this is when she attacks. She attacks him. She's a demon now. And he whips. He's quick though.
Yeah.
Like this guy's quick. He's got some reflexes. Because he whips out his hatchet and catches it right in her mouth and stops her from biting him.
You know what I like, honestly, about our main character here? Man is not a scrub.
No,
like
dude's strong.
They didn't have to show him that he was, a weakling to begin with, and go through some sort of evolution of training and whatnot. And of course, that may be something that happens in episodes to come. But from what he's shown in just episode 1 alone, he has some grit to him.
Yeah, he is like mountain tough. Like a mountain man tough.
Yeah.
Lumberjack. Tough dude. But he's a little kid. He's like a small kid with the power of a tough mountain man.
You can say that.
That's how I see it. But he's nothing compared to the skill and finesse of a seasoned warrior, which is what we see coming, running through the woods straight at them.
Yes.
So while Nezuko's on top of Tanjiro trying to bite him, Tanjiro's screaming to Nezuko, and he's telling her to fight back, don't become a demon, you don't want to do this. And then teardrops. We see these teardrops fall from her face, and she begins
very touching,
bawling. And just in that moment, we see a swordsman run straight out of the trees and come slashing down
on some of the slickest shit I've ever seen. Like, that was the way that it was drawn out was smooth. And then even just the samurai himself, the execution of that move was like,
it was a powerful blow.
Very. And it was, see, that's the thing, is like, he is just a man with a sword, but even when he went to go, with the slash and whatnot, yes, he missed, which is very amateur-like of him. I don't believe
I don't think he was really trying to cut him.
Especially a seasoned samurai at that. But even when he missed, it was like, what was it? The snow had picked up from the ground. There was like this huge gust.
Oh, yeah.
From just the slash of his sword. And
stuff was just blowing around when he slashed down. It was like a big air pressure. Blew out.
And that's just from the one samurai we've seen. Like, seeing that, I can't wait to meet, if he is the introduction to the show, I'm here for more. So
yeah. So this guy, he slashes and he misses because Tanjiro at the last second grabs Nezuko and spins around off to the side with her.
Yeah.
Just in time so that the slash misses.
So, and even with that shows Tanjiro is swift in what he does.
Yes, that shows his quick reflexes again.
Quick reflexes, and again, he's not starting from ground zero. He has some skill.
And a powerful nose.
That's probably going to be his trump card later on down the line.
Oh, yeah. I bet that's going to become one of his special powers, that nose of his.
Yeah.
So, Tanjiro and Nezuko get up, and off in the distance, they see this swordsman. The swordsman, who we... later we'll learn his name is Gyu.
All that.
Yeah. He's standing off there, and he just charges at him. He charges straight at him, and the only thing that Tanjiro can think of doing is grabbing his sister and sort of jumping on top of her and covering her up. But as he does this, his sister just disappears from under him. And the next thing you see is it's sort of, I like this, the camera kind of pans out from Tanjiro, and it goes very far back, just showing you how far away this swordsman is.
Pretty good distance.
That's showing you how fast this swordsman is, Gyu. He's so fast that he got a good 50 feet back with holding Nezuko away from Tanjiro. And so now Tanjiro's just on the ground and he's like, oh shit, that guy's got my sister.
Yeah.
And
it's like, you call this thing your sister?
Yeah, he's screaming and he's like, no, don't attack my sister. She's not bad. She's not the one who attacked my family. She's not evil. She's good. She would never eat humans. She would never do that. But this Demon Slayer Gyu, he's not having any of that. He says, I'm cutting her head off.
I've seen this before. This ain't the first time this shit happens. Just so you know, this is about to happen. He's about to cut this whole head off. Basically, this is the end of Nezuko from what we can tell.
Yeah, the man explains, maybe she's not eating you immediately, but I mean, she was kind of on top of you a second ago. Even if you think there's some humanity in her, she will get hungry. She will have to feed, and humans are nutrient rich. She will jump on you. She will eat you. She will eat her best friends. She will eat her family. She will eat anyone close to her. Yeah.
So basically, he wants to put her out of the misery and protect people because it's his job. You don't just be a demon slayer and not slay demons.
That's what he does. The guy cuts off the heads of demons, so he's going to cut her head off.
Yeah.
No getting around it. But you got Tanjiro, and he's begging, and he gets down on his knees, and he starts begging, please don't kill her. And this kind of really gets to Gyu. This really grinds his gears and gets him going. So he turns his sword on Tanjiro, and he says, never give an enemy a chance to kill you. What does he say?
He says, never give another warrior the opportunity to kill you.
Yeah. You should never turn your back to me. and that kind of stuff.
Not a direct quote.
Okay. Some of that kind of stuff is what he's saying. And then he starts explaining how how is you begging for your life going to help your sister in this situation? Did it help your family? Did it help them to survive? Are any of them still alive after begging? You need to attack. You should have attacked. That's the only thing you can do in these types of situations, is to attack and hope that you can win. And it's at this point that Tanjiro kind of understands what he needs to do to get through to this guy. He needs to attack.
I mean, if you keep telling him, hey, what do you expect?
Right. So this is probably the best scene in the first episode.
Mm-hmm. This is what got me hyped. Like, everything kept me involved all the way through, even with reading subtitles. So, I guess with the very first throw, when Tanjiro threw the rock at Gyu and started sprinting around the trees, I'm like, all right, now we got some action. Now we got something about to happen. It
actually looked like it surprised Gyu.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't see it coming.
Maybe it was the lack of fighting spirit.
Yeah.
You know, because he had just seen Tanjiro pleading and, you know, begging, you know, for his sister's life to be spared. And once he had seen that he was basically pushed into a corner and he had to do what he proceeded to do,
Gyu was trying to light a fire in Tanjiro. He was trying to turn him into a demon slayer.
Probably. Maybe that's not what was directly given and said. Because
maybe more trying
Gyu had some inner turmoil that looked like to be going on, you know? Like, almost
perhaps.
Maybe he was in Tanjiro's position before.
Yes.
That's what I got from
I could have seen this happening, the same thing happening to Gyu in the past. That could have happened. Exactly. So back to Tanjiro throwing the first rock at Gyu, and then he starts running through the forest, and he throws a second rock right before he goes in for a straight-up charge on Gyu, and Gyu's just looking at him like, you fool, you're running straight at me? I'm clearly an experienced swordsman, and you're clearly not an experienced warrior.
Novice.
Yeah, you... Very
Novice, shut up. Keep going.
And so Gyu just picks up his sword and just bashes Tanjiro on the back and knocks him out. And he thinks it's over. He says, what a fool, this kid. I thought he had more in him. When he looks down and he notices this kid was holding a hatchet earlier. What happened to it?
That whole disappeared.
Yeah. And then he looks up. Coming right at his face is his hatchet.
And see, this is another thing I respect about Gyu is like that was his head a second late. That was his life.
Oh. If he had noticed a second later,
or
if he had thought maybe the hatchet was underneath Tanjiro,
or even thought nothing of the hatchet at all, you know, he would have just looked down on his body.
He could have been severely injured or dead.
Yeah, but like he had said earlier, never give your opponent the opportunity to kill you. And he meant that shit.
So this was really interesting. I liked how Tanjiro attacked, the way he thought about it. And he thought, well, this guy's a very experienced swordsman. I can't beat him in a straight-on fight. I need some sort of trickery. Mm-hmm. And I need some way to divert his attention.
He's also that tactical shit.
So it's like, I'm going to take a hit because I know I'm going to have to take a hit. But I'm going to take a hit as a diversion to something else. And I love that. That's so interesting. And you don't really... I mean, you see it in a couple other animes. I think of Naruto using the Rasengans against Pain when he threw one of his clones up in the air. So we do see this in other animes. It's not unique. But it was still interesting to see this.
Yeah. Speaking of Naruto, I did feel a Shikamaru vibe coming from this fight Tanjiro put up. Only with the fact that he knew that leading to his, I guess you say, beating, ass whooping, was going to get him down and get Gyu in a position to stand in front of him. And that what was it, a hatchet?
Yeah,
that hatchet. He threw that shit perfectly. Like the way they had shown it was just like a toss up.
It was like a hook shot in basketball.
Yeah. Oh, really, really, yeah.
Well, really
He
good
just
shot.
threw that hoe.
Perfectly spinning, so it would hit him right in the face.
Yeah. So that leads me to, question what exactly is Tanjiro already good at?
Capable of some amazing things, like that sense of smell.
So he has sense. He's on some Azuka shit.
He's got those great reflexes and some sort of amazing hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah. So what else happens in the story?
In the story, after we have Gyu dodging the hatchet,
just barely dodges it.
Yeah, just barely.
Hits the tree right behind him, right next to his face.
We have Nezuko. Nezuko pops back up, and this time she's in attack/defense mode for her brother. Even though she's a demon, and even though she's supposed to have these needs, she's supposed to be hungry. He said that she was using up all of her power, regaining her energy, and that she had to be starving at this point because, she ain't ate all day.
Yes, another really emotional scene here, because at first you think that she's going to attack Tanjiro when she turns and she's ready to fight Gyu. She's ready to defend Tanjiro.
Yeah, big brother. Oni-chan.
And Gyu's kind of taken aback. He's confused at first, and then he's also amazed and shocked, all these things at the same time. And he's also a little bit excited, and he's thinking, these two are different. Yeah. These two could be something. I need to make them into something. I need to help them. But he ends up easily knocking out Nezuko. Yeah. She's no threat to him, really. So he knocks her out, and Tanjiro's already knocked out. And next scene we get is them awakening together. Tanjiro is awake, and he is talks to Gyu. Gyu tells him to find a man. I can't remember his name, but he tells him to find this man and tell him that Gyu sent him there. Mm-hmm. So that's going to set them up for their journey in episode 2, I believe.
Yeah. Right at the end of that as well, we see that Gyu puts a muzzle on Nezuko.
Right, so she won't be just going around crazy biting people.
And I'm thinking, what good is that muzzle gonna do if she could just take that off?
Can't she just bite through that?
Yeah.
And can't she untie it herself? Yeah. Tear it off? I mean,
unless he has some sort of special sealing magic powers, not that I've seen. I don't see that muscle staying on much longer.
Yeah, if she goes crazy demon form, then I don't think she can even make herself
that
bigger.
Will turn into a tic tac.
We didn't mention that she can change her size as a demon. She could make herself bigger and smaller. So she could just make herself bigger and pop that thing right off.
Really? True.
So I'm really excited to get into episode 2 and find out more about what's happening here. We had such good scenes in this first episode. We had the really happy, warm-feeling scene with Tanjiro seeing his family, and then the cut to the devastating scene with his family's death, and there's just blood and gore everywhere. And then we get the really cool scene with him fighting. You get Tanjiro throwing that axe, or that hatchet, and that's a really great scene. And then we finish it off with another really cool scene, actually really emotional, kind of gets to you when Nezuko turns and is defending Tanjiro from Gyu. So I'm excited. Are we going to get these types of scenes in every single episode? Probably not, but maybe at least one per episode could be really cool, because I really enjoyed each one of those scenes. They were really well done.
Of course, surprise, surprise, the favorite part for me was definitely the action. My favorite part about anime as a whole, even no matter what the story is, if the artwork is on top, it's top notch, I'm already a fan. So
right, we didn't even talk about the animation here.
Yeah, the coloring is all good. The character detail is great.
Yes. They have some interesting animation in the very opening scene when they just show the snow. It looks very interesting, and I like the shading and the shadows and the way they generated that image was interesting.
Yeah. But again, we're just nerds, you know. We're just nerds with the shit, so that's just part of the territory. All right, y'all. Same old Hajime Academia here. We out with this another one video, another one completed. Like, comment, share, and we'll see y'all again with the next one.
We are out of here.
Yeah.